Let's talk about Guitar Hero, Beatles edition.
Yeah, where did this story come from?
This comes
someone
from
on the Beatles side of
the
business.
LA Times reported that Sony ATV CEO Marty Bandler was basically saying that they've talked about getting the Beatles into Guitar Hero and something that they want to pursue, which kind of makes it sound like the ball is in Activision's court in that regard.
Which I think at that point you say, okay.
Which is crazy to me because, the Beatles and whoever the license holders for that stuff have been very tight with any sort of online distribution.
Right.
You can't buy Beatles songs anything other than, I believe, 45s. You have to have a record player.
Exactly. I have a record player.
Have some sort of turntable.
Yeah. Or 8-track. I think they made some 8-tracks.
They may have done a couple.
Yeah,
I think
those are all promo only, though.
Greatest hit promo only radio stations.
White label.
That's and
Dutch 12-inch.
And as much yang as we talked about Guitar Hero Aerosmith and about how the single band music game concept is ridiculous and would never work, I think this is probably one of the rare instances where I looked at it and said, oh yeah, totally, I would go and buy this game if this had songs from throughout the Beatles catalog. Because I feel like they specifically cover such a range of different,
right?
Like their sound just changes so much from over the course of 10, 15 years.
But at the same time, like this just makes me think, I really don't want a Guitar Hero Beatles game.
Right.
I want a Rock Band Beatles game because there are 4 Beatles, and Rock Band is a 4-player game.
True.
Each one could be one of them.
True.
Perfect. Done. Ship it.
Yeah.
But then, there was the kind of rumor going around in light of the Aerosmith thing that they would be coming out with other peripherals to allow that sort of thing for Guitar Hero, which I think at that point the name Guitar Hero really doesn't make any sense.
I feel like
it's
Activision is going to have to respond to the multi-instrument game that Harmonix brought with Rock Band.
Guitar Hero is still selling so well, I don't really think that they have to respond to anything except for the
well, they have to be seeing like all of the
Mind
DLC
share.
money
that's true.
happening. And then also, in Mindshare. It's,
Mindshare.
People like you and me are sitting here saying, Rock Band good, Guitar Hero bad.
Right.
Which is not entirely true. I still like Guitar Hero, and I would still play this game, even if I would prefer a Beatles tracks in Rock Band instead.
Uh-huh.
Any other bands that you would play a single band
like a single game from? I mean, not.
I could go for a Led Zeppelin game. I know you're not the
sure.
You don't always like to get the lead out.
7 o'clock on the bone. Time to get the lead out.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. Most of the groups, most of the artists out there that I have a deep love of their entire catalog, I don't think would fit into this.
How about a Ween Guitar Hero
that
game?
Might be okay, but only if it came with like a voice changer microphone, so you could do push
it's all built
daisies
into
properly. I guess it is. Yeah,
stuff.
It's all software. Though, I don't know. It should give you extra points if you can actually sing like that, though.
Imagine playing Roses Are Free, Guitar Hero.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, man,
that'd be a good one.
Let's get some Ween in there.
Throw some Ween in there.
Ween, yeah, because it's like they have the country. They put out their country album.
Yeah,
they have all the weird old lo-fi crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They have all the weird ridiculous musicianship late model stuff.
Oh yeah, all their weird lengthy,
all the weird
solo.
No, by the way, we totally know how to play these instruments. We just weren't playing them very well before.
Here, check out this 20-minute version of this song now.
But they should come out with a new microphone controller that is a gas mask, and it should come with a Scotchgard.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for kids.
Good for kids.
E for everyone.
For kids. Ween would be a good one. But I was going to say, like, They Might Be Giants. I think that,
that wouldn't be bad.
I think that they would fit into some kind of video game well.
Sure.
But so much of their older stuff is not so guitar driven.
True.
That I don't know that would be a really great fit. Then the rest of it, like I think that someone should make an Ice Cube game. I just don't think it should be a music game. I think it'd just be Ice Cube 2D side scroller, him walking to the right, busting people's asses.
Sure, I'm sure Ice Cube would like that as well.
Yeah. I don't care if it's a Flash game or whatever. I just want Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube has a new album. His new album's coming out in June.
Drop it in June.
The time is right for an Ice Cube Flash game where he walks to the right and busts people's asses.
I like it. Like Shaq Fu.
Like Shaq Fu, but instead of a basketball,
it's a Raiders
just
hat.
his damn fists. And Keith David is in it.
Oh, God.
As the narrator.
Keith David should be in everything.
So I think that's where the music genre needs to figure out how to do rap. Alex Rogopoulos of Harmonix kind of came out and said, yeah, you can't really do that in rock bands so well because it's the same drum loop. It's like a 16-bar drum loop if you're lucky, but it's more likely a 2 or a 4-bar loop.
Yeah.
No one wants to play that for 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess in that regard. Although,
and you can't really play the guitars. I mean, you could, but that's just totally contrived at that point.
I guess the thing is that I don't have an issue with using the guitar controller to play instruments that aren't guitars. Like if there's a synth line,
right?
I'd happily play. I mean, like they did the freeze pop stuff they did in the past.
But those, I mean, they like freeze pop went back and did more rocky versions of those.
Personally,
songs.
I don't think they needed to.
I would have gladly. I prefer
played
the originals myself too, but.
I would gladly pretend that I'm using a keytar, which pretty much I am anyways.
Yeah, right.
It's just shaped more like a regular guitar.
They need a French house music game.
Yes,
totally.
Yes.
Like there should just be a Daft Punk game that is part music game, part robots with their faces, with their fake human faces melting off.
Robots driving across the country in silence.
Yes. Dude, that would be an awesome game. Dead silence.
Electroma game.
Just one synth note for like an hour and a half for this whole level.
Just like that.
Yes.
Them driving silently.
Oh, and then one of them kills the other one just to set him free. And then the game ends, dude.
Fantastic.
I want a justice game.
Someone make these things happen for us. We decree them to be so.
Or at the very least, someone make a futuristic racing game and put all that music in it. I would settle for that. What are the Crystal Method doing? Where are they?
I think they're in Las Vegas doing crystal meth.
Jerks.
Well, can we talk about this? We'll be down there soon.